fat ass fucking elbows away from my phone.
Your phone was near my fucking elbow.
Maybe don't fucking stand up like this.
You wrapped the job. Someone bought me the job.
So I can get $150 for the phone, or we can fight it out.
Or
Let's fight.
Because I'm not paying for your phone.
Oh, the one that you broke?
I like that option. What's up, gang? How's everybody doing? Let's finish this clip before we do anything.
I'm gonna stuff you in a fucking locker.
You're gonna stuff me in a locker?
Ooh.
I don't think you could fit in a locker.
You're Superman.
Yeah.
However,
What?
your phone.
You're not paying for my phone?
No.
It's $150?
This is the worst shit talk I've ever heard.
No.
You're not?
No.
Then we're fighting about it.
Then fucking square up and go.
Because you have butterfingers. Just fight that.
And you have fat ass elbows. Yeah, you do. You got cankle elbows.
I really don't.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. They look like a snappy turtle. You think I need glasses?
Okay.
Well, I think I need a new phone that you're gonna be paying for.
Come on, guys, fight.
No?
No.
Then
Let's go to
fight
work.
about it.
Swing the...
That means go. If he touches you, that means go. Come on, fat kid. Oh, fucking throw an elbow. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Oh, oh, you could hear those shits.
And it's your arm.
I think he's done. I think he's done. He lit that kid up. You could hear those shots. What's up, everybody? How we all doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? What a fun way to come into stream, right? What a fun way to do this. I like that. That was fun. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday. We got to get back to work. It's beginning of the week, and we've got a few episodes left. We are at the final 7. This is episode 79 and 80, so yeah, our final 6 episodes. We are entering the final 6 episodes. Wow. Impressive. We have put in a ton of work into this, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't realize the very last episode, I might have to cut that one into two streams. I didn't realize the final episode is 2 fucking hours long. It's an hour and 48 minutes. I was like, oh shit. I don't know if we can do... If we do episode 83, 84, 85 all in the same day, that's going to be like... It's going to be like 3 hours of content to go through. That's a lot. I don't know. Regardless, we will get through it one way or another. We will get through it. We always do. But since it's Monday, and we're all here to kick the week off the right way, why don't we go ahead and take a ripper? We can get ourselves acquainted, get situated, and then we can kick off, get right to work. Because again, it's Monday. I got to pick my kid up in a few hours. So we have content to get through. Let's get through it. Let's get our ripper in. Let's get started. If everybody's ready, you guys know what time it is. Poot poot. Take one with me. I like taking these dabs in the morning time. I don't know why, but it makes me feel like I'm a ghost in the mornings, and it's my favorite feeling. All right. I'm not getting the sweats anymore, so that's kind of nice. I guess that means my tolerance is already starting to come back. But whatever. Okay, let's see. I don't have any more reason to sit here and fucking yap or anything to yap about. And with it being almost 11 a.m., let's just jump into it. Might as well. We've already got a ripper in, so let's just go to work. If everybody's ready, I'm gonna press play. Here we go. It's a good edit because it looks super natural, like it's actually part of the video.
What was fascinated? This is the story of Chris Chan.
Of Chris Chan. I feel like I'm watching a horror show or a horror movie every time we do this. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if anybody has been paying attention or anybody has noticed or not, but Geno Samuel, shouts out to our boy for providing this for us real quick. Shouts out to Geno Samuel 2.1. Go check out that channel. He's been putting in some work lately. I don't know if anybody else has noticed. I've noticed when we finish up with this series, Geno Samuel is remastering the entire 85-part series. He's already uploaded like 9 parts. Which makes me wonder, do we go through it again? Do we take a ride 2 times in a row, back to back? That seems like a lot of Chris Chan. I don't know. But I have a feeling that at some point we will be revisiting the remastered series. God, it's just so much Chris Chan. It's so much Chris. I have not, Miss Kiss. I have not. I haven't yet. I'll put it that way. I haven't yet, but I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will. Here we go, folks.
Around mid-October 2020, Sonichu, allegedly still possessing Christine's body, secured an upcoming interview opportunity with The Create Unknown, a weekly podcast hosted by Kevin Lieber and Matthew Tabor, who aimed to have conversations with notable online creators. In preparation, Not, leader of the Watchmen, requested to hold a private question and answer session that would be audio recorded by Not to test Chris's equipment. On October 18th, Sonichu answered Not's collected questions via the Discord voice chat function and was recorded on Not's device. Unfortunately, Not's recording failed, and so Sonichu was asked to record the questions and answers himself at a future date. On October 21st, Chris as Sonichu announced in the Place Discord server that the so-called "it" was happening, further elaborating that he was referring to foretold dimensional breaches and magical happenings, such as the electricity temporarily going out in Christine's locale without seeming cause. On October 22nd, Chris as Sonichu wrote a long Twitter thread regarding his yet unpublished video sermon recorded by the merchandising team Prater at Goochland Public Library, largely copying and pasting the script into the tweets. The next day in the place, Sonichu recounted that he enacted a near half-hour-long ritual in Chris's room because resonances, visions, and psychic pangs were strong all day. He played a mental training meditation audio track in the background as he used special crystals, magical rocks, and a ritualistically modified mirror to meditate deeply and move her hands in certain ways in an attempt to dismantle the Iron Curtain, dividing the 2 sister dimensions. He concluded the session at midnight by dancing to the main theme song of the game Sonic Adventure 2, Live and Learn by Crush 40, and announced that the ritual was a success. On October 24th, a Twitter user drew Christine in a realistic and unflattering way, asking,
That's pretty spot on. That's pretty accurate. I mean, I couldn't have done it any better. They really captured the ball bag chin there. I mean, picture perfect accuracy, if you ask me.
in her Twitter account what she thought of it. Seemingly, Chris replied to state that the drawing was "aight."
No, that picture is it's a masterpiece. It is genuine perfection.
On October 26th, Sonichu re-recorded his Q&A session on Christine's device using the audio editing application Audacity and sent the recording to Not.
I'm going to go over those questions that I had previously answered from Lane Chew, but that audio recording didn't quite go through, so I'm going to answer these questions once again. Over a year ago, a video that showed you yelling at a toilet and asking where Crystal went leaked out to the internet. What led to the creation of this video and why was it recorded? You can blame frickin' idea guy / Joshua Wise for that, because he had told Mama that we Science and Rose Shoes did not like using the toilet, treat it like an enemy, which that is not true. We respect and use the toilet when we are civilized, and Rosie and I, among us specials, and the rest of us who actually live in a domicile, we respect and are domesticated. So that was just manipulation of idea guide. That was the reasoning behind that. Dear Christine and Sanchu, what's your favorite thing about Quickville? Alright, well, Mama's favorite thing about Quickville, obviously, well, she really likes the shopping mall. That was among the best buildings she actually put a whole lot of soul and dedication into. And then also later on, that got reflected into our main Basilicom of Quickville. And that's for me and my favorite part of Quickville. I mean, out of the aspect, I like running through the entire city, just having that freedom and ability. Just the streets are usually cool runnings for me, and I can run on the buildings and everything. So that's my favorite things about Quickville. I get running freedom on the roads, and the skies look great, and I love the park also.
You know, Chris, you could just go outside and actually run. That makes you feel pretty free. It makes me feel free. It definitely gives you a runner's high if you can get through the point when you hit your wall when you're jogging. Like, you don't have to run super fast to get there. You can just do a light jogging pace, and you can get a runner's high. I think they feel good. You kind of like catch your second wind. You get through the wall, and just keep on pushing. Your body releases endorphins and dopamine, and makes you feel good. You should try it.
That's cool though.
Just kidding. Fuck off.
Just throwing that in there as a bonus.
We don't give good advice to cows.
Dear Christine, if you could meet one famous person, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Who would you guys meet, dead or alive? Who would it be? Any person right now, dead or alive, you could sit down and have dinner with them. Who would it be? There's so many people. Do you want to meet somebody bad or somebody good? Like, do you want to talk to Hitler or do you want to talk to Gandhi? There's so many. You could talk to somebody famous or somebody rich. Man, I don't know. I don't know I guess if it could be anybody, I'd probably want to meet the Terminator. I feel like that would be pretty sweet. Not Arnold, like the Terminator. Final answer.
Well, it was a short list of a long list because Mama has a lot of past and present celebrities that she would love to meet and hang out with. Red Skelton, he's a funny comedian. She really likes him on that. And Lucille Ball, another funny comedian. She has lots of respect for her as well.
Chris, this is weird. This is so fucking weird.
Well, she would love to meet Betty White. There's also, of course, Britney Spears, Amy Jo Johnson.
Two vastly different ends of the spectrum there.
Who originally played the Pink Ranger on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Kelsey Grammer. Oh yeah, and
that's an odd one.
Pamela Anderson, to name another.
Of course. Of course.
Dear Christine, what do you believe was the coolest thing you've...
What the That's a wild list, Chris.
...done as a child? I'd say the coolest thing she ever done was, at only a few weeks old, she said the word monkey, as opposed to mommy, or even possibly as opposed to Magi, as in Magic-chan.
No, you didn't.
And then, of course, after that, because of the autism, about 1.5 years old, she stopped talking. But then she regained her ability to talk about 7 years old. And that's been a really cool thing.
I don't think that's how any of that works, Chris. I'm not a doctor or a scientist, but I don't think you're correct, and I don't think that's how autism works.
And again, I guess another cool thing you could say she's also done was win that $1,000 shopping spree at KB Toys thanks to my senpai.
You didn't do that. You won that. It's an act of chance. It's an act of randomness. You didn't do shit. You just won something.
Sonic the Hedgehog and his Watch You Win sweepstakes, sponsored by Sega. Next question.
It was around this time that wannabe troll Isabella Loretta Janke got in touch with Prater, who then allowed her to get in contact with Christine or Sonichu personally. After some unknown discussion, Sonichu commissioned Bella to create an intro of a hypothetical cartoon series focusing on Christine's adventures. He messaged Bella with the specifications for the animation, noting that it should look like a magical girl transformation sequence as seen in many Japanese anime, such as Sailor Moon. On October 28th, Sonichu was interviewed through Discord by the hosts of the Create Unknown podcast, while watched live by their paying Patreon supporters, with Watchmen and Access and Nova allowed
Trouble One, I didn't realize you've been a member for 15 months. Thank you, sir. Very much appreciated.
to join and quietly
Fuck, that's a long time.
observe the conversation, serving as mediators. And Access was also recording the conversation, which allowed for the Create Unknown YouTube channel to upload the uncut recording as an unlisted video at a later time.
Alright, and let me just go ahead and make it clear, in case y'all didn't get the memo like over 6 months ago, yeah, this is actually Sonichu you're talking to, yeah. Christine and I, we swapped bodies over 6 months ago, and I'm still here. So while you're still talking to her body, literally in her brain, I have access and I can speak on her behalf. You're talking with Sonichu here.
That's going to be the question that I ask you when I'm done with the intro, and you can explain that for everybody who's just heard about you.
Okay.
That's perfect. Every civilization has its defining epic hero. Those personas who enthrall us with unique exploits and who traverse the singularly difficult problems of existence, and through whose struggles and triumphs we see a little bit of the best of ourselves.
Chris looks like he doesn't understand a shit bit of what is being said to him right here. I mean, he looks like he's thinking about fucking Sonichu. Literally thinking about fucking Sonichu. He's got that look on his face.
The Greeks had Achilles. The Greeks and the Romans had Aeneas. The Britons had King Arthur. Citizens of the internet have Mrs. Christine Weston Chandler. And her own evolution is so packed full of details that one YouTube creator has a perpetual documentary series called Christian: A Comprehensive History, consisting of 40-minute episodes.
And there's another YouTuber that has a series called Comprehending a Comprehensive History.
2 weeks ago, episode 44 in that series was released.
And we're almost at episode 80, baby. What's up? What's up? We putting in work too.
Christine may be the most tracked figure on the internet, and that has led to over a decade of doxing, trolling, and harassment on a nearly unfathomable scale. She's faced shocking adversity, including
obesity,
unfortunate incidents at a GameStop, identity theft, the death of her father, Bob, and her house, and nearly all possessions being destroyed by fire. Yet,
that's kind of their own fault.
Christine has rebuilt, she continues to create, and she continues to evolve. Now, Christine, what would you like us to call you?
Yes. You have the body of Christine Chandler, also known as Christian Sonichu here. You can speak on behalf of Mama and her memories. You can still use female pronouns heavily, all things considered. Just wanted to make that clear.
So what was the origin of the medallion? How did you come up with that idea?
Well, this noggin literally has the eternal, all of its life it's had linked to literally our sister dimension, where the majority of us fictional characters, we reside in this dimension. It's called C197. We stand and walk and talk right next to y'all, and yet y'all don't notice us, but except for the very creative and psychically able. And Mama's had that all her life, and she was able to link with her self counterpart, our Christine Chan, as she's known nowadays, to differentiate from Chris Chan right here.
Mhm.
And hang on. All right,
This is absolutely fucking nuts.
sit down here.
I mean, it's very famous. A lot of people know about your history with, and Matt mentioned it in the intro, just years and years of kind of being targeted, and the doxing and the X's and everything. And how have you been able to handle that? How have you been able to bounce back over
He hasn't. He's handled it very, very poorly.
the years and still create online and still want to make more stuff online?
Is he just showing us a fidget cube? Is he just holding up a... He's just like, look, guys, look what I got. Do you see? What the fuck are you doing, Chris?
Having been
Look at his eyes.
subjected to that stuff over the years.
One moment and one day at a time.
Huh. Chris is autistic as fuck. That's okay.
On October 30th, Sonichu live-streamed his reaction to watching the
I really didn't like the way Chris did that. Yeah.
sixth and final episode of the My Little Pony-themed animated series, Analysis Anarchy, Red vs. Blue.
I've been pretty much living a very active lifestyle.
Your body says otherwise.
I mean, not everybody is able to do that. I mean, the most active anybody can get with their boring settings upon all things considered, and I am not stereotyping anybody or whatever. But yeah, I'm essentially recreational exercising, running on a treadmill,
No,
lifting
you're not.
weights,
No, you're not. No, you're not.
so on and so forth. I mean,
No, you're not. No, you're not. You are objectively not doing any of those things. I can see from here up, and that's all you need to see. No, you're not. No, you're not. You are not physically active in any way, shape, or form. There's no sports in your life. There's no weightlifting. There's no karate. There's no treadmill. No, you don't. You're a big fat fucking liar, and you live off a stream of fast food and I don't know, whatever, Twinkies, donuts, whatever other bullshit you have in your house. Don't talk to me about health and fitness, fatty.
not everybody's got to be tough, durable, and able. And then there's the 1% or less that, just destined to be overpowered and immortal and everything. So, the work
For sure.
that Mama
Totally.
does, and this thing, it's very difficult. It's like literally custom, tailor-made for only her. It's very serious. I thought I could do it, but obviously, too much for me and my overpowered lightning speed and everything, and as much mentality and intelligence as I got, would help everybody. So there's that.
It's time to kick legs and shoot bubblegum.
The fucking confidence, dude. The confidence. To think that they have that much smarts. Like, I know I'm not the smartest dude on planet Earth. I don't think I'm a fucking idiot. But I know I'm not a genius. But I can, at the very least, realistically categorize myself on my mental abilities. I'm competent. I can hold a conversation. I can do basic shit. Chris, I feel like you struggle to tie your shoes. Don't know where I was going with that. But let's continue.
Out of bubble gum.
Here you go.
That's the most autistic laugh I've ever fucking heard.
What flavor? Blueberry. But it's blue.
Blueberry, 'cause it's blue. You just said that. Amazing.
Translation? No chickens!
Dude, he watches whatever he's watching the way that I watched cartoons when I was 8.
Everyone quiet!
On November 3rd, Sonichu and Barbara went to vote in the US presidential election.
Who the fuck is that? Is that Chris? Here, I'm right over Barb's face. But gang, look at this. Why does that look like... Why does it look like somebody that's trying to look like Chris? This doesn't look like Chris. It looks like somebody trying to look like Chris. I bet that's so weird for Barb, like having days where she forgets who Chris is and he comes in looking like this. Comes in with his hair like this and these fucking sunglasses on, and she probably has no idea who Chris is half the time. I bet it's so terrifying to be Barb, to be going through Alzheimer's and just losing everybody in your mind and not knowing who anyone is, and then Chris is just a different human being every other day. Sheesh.
Over Discord, Sonichu told Lane Chu that Barbara had voted for someone other than incumbent President Donald Trump, while Sonichu himself voted for the Simpsons character Lisa Simpson, since it was supposedly predicted in the cartoon series that she would become president after Trump finished his term. The next day, the alleged Sonichu answered a batch of 10 fan-submitted questions that were provided to him by Watchman Anaxis, playing the part of Lane Chu. Sonichu noted that he and Chris had mixed feelings about Chris Chan being the reason for the creation of the Kiwi Farms website, as even though there was resentment and hurt because of the site, it did spawn a great number of creative individuals, as well as host useful information and intel. He then noted that Christine had experienced paranormal entities, such as ghosts, numerous times, like in the aftermath of Chris's aunt Karina's death in February 2009, when all his past ancestors appeared to wish him well on his trip to Cleveland, Ohio, to rescue his purported love interest, Julie, from the troll Clyde Cash.
I remember that. That was a fun arc.
He also elaborated that it was difficult adjusting to being in Christine's body since she was much taller than Sonichu, and expressed his disappointment with the limitations of Dimension 1218 and his inability to run as fast as the speed of sound.
Don't be morbidly obese. You could run faster. It's very simple.
At around that time, Sonichu began actively watching the long-form YouTube documentary series made by Watchmen the WCT, which focused on lolcow and mass shooter Randy Stair, who had believed in an alternate dimension where original characters based on the universe of the cartoon series, Danny Phantom, in addition to the character Ember McLean, would worship and commit mass shootings with him upon his reincarnation as his so-called Ghost Sona, the transgender Andrew Blaze. Steer had gone on to kill 3 people at a supermarket in Pennsylvania before killing himself in 2017. On November 6th, the supposed Sonichu posted a tweet thread on Twitter.
I remember that happened. That was a very sad incident.
Mentioning Randy Stair's alter persona, Andrew Blaze.
It's always upsetting when people that don't need to die.
Hey everyone, Sonichu here. Just to let you know, but on the fact that after more than 7 months, I am still in Mama Chris Chan's body, here, and that our focus has been mainly on the dimension merge and getting my—
Okay, so I got a question. What is the point of switching bodies? Why Sonichu and Chris? What's the point of us switching? What is the intended outcome? What are we trying to do here? What are we trying to accomplish? Is there a goal? Or why are we doing this, Chris? Or did you explain it and I don't remember? I don't fucking know. I don't know.
myself with this body safely and well into C-197 as soon as possible in the remainder of this timeline. Until further notice, after Mama and I finally switch back in the new timeline, I'm not doing any art commissions. Interviews are doable, but all scheduling and setting up is to be done through Null himself.
I like Dire Trip's channel. Dire Trip makes really good videos. If you guys aren't familiar, go check out Dire Trip. Really good channel.
I will not be able to personally respond to any inquiries during this time. If you all want something in comparison to what Mama and I have been going through, you can look up Miss Andrew Blaze and look up what she went through in communicating with her OCs in the spiritual realm between our dimensions 1218 and C197, as well as into and with C197. But instead of mass murder or suicide, we have no intention of getting our Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu involved in any of that, and this body is to remain alive for millions of years or so. Not gonna be offing this body anytime, period. So you all have no need or concern to make up such theories on the contrary. Also, the fact that a lot of you make correlations between Mama and other online celebs that she had never ever known or personally met beforehand. Static, not cool. I pray to Mama.
Yeah, static, not cool, dickhead.
And all of the other deities that each and every individual in this dimension understands that. Thanks. Lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt emojis.
Lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
Sonichu then shared an audio recording with WCT, which purported to document Randy Stair's possession of Christine's body.
It's Sonichu here. I'm doing this audio recording for you because I got a valuable friend here who has a very important message for you. She came all the way from the netherworld, pretty much the ghost world. She just watched all your videos about her, and she just appreciates you very much on having been a fan and understanding what she was going through. Anyway, she's in this body with me, so I'm gonna let her speak now. This is Randy Stair, Andrew Blaze.
Of course it is.
Yo, Wildcat. So rad. I'm in the body of Chris Chan here. I've been living 3 years gone from this world. You would say that that's just too long for anyone, right? I know. But at least you got the message what I was going for. I mean, shoot, people have been getting injured or dying around me all my life. So, how else was I to react with my mental handicaps and everything? But yeah, I came out totally woman and everything. I mean, yeah, the transition was definitely genuine with me. I just didn't go for the bottom. I mean, didn't have enough time to do that anyway, all things considered. But yeah, message from that mass suicide murder thing I did that time was essentially...
That mass murder thing I did that time. You guys remember that one time, that time that I did that mass murder thing? That, you know, the thing, I know people forget about it. It's that mass murder thing I did that one time. Duh, you guys remember? Oh my God.
Just, you know, me recruiting for my EGS, for my Ghost Squad. I mean, it was quite a thing. I mean, shoot, I killed myself and I went to limbo, and I didn't last long in limbo because Ember found me there and she brought me to the dead world, you know. But yeah, everybody who's been dying within the past few months or so has definitely been ending up in their respective counterparts' bodies in the opposite dimension. The merge is happening, just as Chris Chan and Sonichu and Magic Chan, everyone else have been saying, and we all in the ghost world have been just witnessing all the ghosts.
So are you saying that everybody that died or that has died in that time frame that you're referencing right now, if they are a good person, they got swapped after they died with their evil twin? And if they're a dickhead, they got swapped with their good twin after they died? Did I understand that right? I feel like I did. So when you see people like, "What's up, little twin?" It might actually be like, "What's up, evil twin?" I don't think I understood that the right way. This is really fucking complex. We should probably take a ripper to make it a little more comprehensible. I think that would make things a little bit better. So if you guys would care to join me, please do. You know what time it is. Always keep that bitch ready. Poot poot. Let's catch a ripper. Work rippers, yes, sir. Monday morning, kicking the week off right. Woo.
Just not stopping into limbo, just going into the other dimension. And
oh, they're stuck in limbo. I missed that part. They're stuck in limbo.
I have seen into Dimension C197 while I was alive as well, not just the dead world, you know. I mean, I have my share of righteous visions into other dimensions and whatnot, and that's borrowing from the dialogue that's in this brain. I mean, that's the thing when you possess somebody else's body, you gotta work within their vocabulary and their limitations and whatever. But still, it's me, Randy Stair. I mean, you can tell from the way I'm talking here. I mean, I definitely found myself after I passed on, obviously. And I'm happy. I'm doing good. You could say I was definitely one of the earlier noted examples of somebody coming from 1218 into C197, or in this case, the ghost dimension in between our two dimensions, which that's just far out. Anyway, the merge is going to happen, and Chris Chan's powers and abilities are genuine. She's even got a whole bunch of other ghosts and spirits helping her out as well. It's a real chill group around here at this temple, this house. You call this house a temple? Huh. Well, I guess it is true. This is sort of temple-like. Wildcat, thank you so much for chronicling as much of my life as possible with everything that I've talked about and I uploaded onto the internet. You rock, dude. You stay awesome. You're gonna be alive for a very, very long time, man. Alright. Anyway, take care. Thank you. Well, she's definitely satisfied. Well, there you go, Randy. Thank you for sharing your message, and Wildcat, at least you got to
What was the noise we heard? I don't want to know.
listen to that. So, I mean, it's not necessarily an interview with Randy herself, but you might get to talk with her in person yet. But that'll do for now, I suppose. All right. Talk to you later. Thanks a lot.
On November 8th, Christine's YouTube account published Sonichu's Goochland Public Library sermon, as edited by Prater,
Goochland.
which led to the revelation of most of the true identities of the organization's members by Kiwi Farms.
Wow, Chris, that's a lot. There's just a lot of information in these videos. It's just a lot to learn. It's a lot to take in. I'm glad to share it with you guys. Cause this is kind of like the Cyraxx videos. I don't know that I would actually watch this by myself all the way through. I don't know that I would. All 85 parts of this shit. I don't know. Wise Pillars of the Community has gifted 20 memberships. I appreciate you so very, very much. Look at that. That takes us to a whopping 202 members. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate you. Shouts out to 20 new members. Love to see it. And that is, of course, grounds for a double ripper if I can hit it. I tried last week. Couldn't do it. But we're going to try. We'll make an effort. Even though we just took one, we're going to try to hit that double. Birthday is tomorrow. Well, happy early birthday, my friend. Happy early birthday. Jump in on this and catch a ripper for your birthday. Because obviously I won't be live tomorrow, but we could do it today. Let's take a birthday ripper for you, and we're going to try to catch a double right now. So, everybody do your best. I'm going to try. You guys know what time it is. Come on, poop, poop. Let's go. Wow. Okay. Okay. Uh, okay. I'll try this again. Who? All right, gang, here we go.
On November 12th, a user of the film and television themed message board on the site 4chan created a thread claiming that they were in contact with Chris Chan and were asking for suggestions on how to best take advantage of her. They further shared that there was a possible group of individuals, including the poster, who were striving to encourage her to join a cult, in addition to convincing her that certain Japanese anime and games were real. They shared screenshots of their text conversations, during which they played online chess, noting that Chris was better at chess and checkers than the average person. It is theorized that this person was Bella Jank, who had an affinity for chess, being an administrator of the apparent official Discord server for the chess club of her university, Texas Tech University. The next day, Chris or Sonichu posted the completed animation created by Bella on Christine's YouTube channel, with Christian Sonichu providing lead vocals for the theme music.
It's gonna be his friend Christopher, telling me that never can wait. Yeah, I'm gonna get it right this time. Life is what we find. The second time around.
When asked, Sonichu elaborated on Twitter that the animation would serve as a new introduction for all Chris's future YouTube videos. On November 15th, Prater went to Instagram to share a screenshot of two of their online purchases, a plastic Pikachu mask and a taser, hinting that they would be used in a future video. During this time, the supposed Sonichu became involved with the community of Sonic World, a fan-made video game that had the ability of being heavily customizable with the use of fan-made mods. Chris's Discord account had joined the official Sonic World DX Lounge server, and Sonichu began requesting that people create a mod that would enable him and others to play as Sonichu, as well as other notable characters such as Christian Sonichu and Rosechu. On November 16th, Sonichu found a Sonichu mod created by ones Cirrus Fire and Sacktree in 2017 and asked in the Discord for their contact details to express his gratitude to them. A day later, Sonichu shared an audio clip in which he recites an array of lines of dialogue from Sonichu, Rosechu, Magichan, and Christian Sonichu, implying the voice samples were to be utilized by game modders to insert his voice acting into the game.
Let's zap it up. Zap it to the extreme. I do it for my friends. I do it for my mama. I pledge my loyalty to Christian.
I don't like it when Chris says mama. It makes me wonder, and I wish I didn't wonder this because now you guys are going to wonder. Do you guys think when Chris was mid-coitus with Barb, do you think he called her Barb or Mom? Good question, right? I feel like I feel like either answer is there's no good answer. Fuck. What a thing to do. What a thing to do. Like, I can't imagine. I can't imagine what went through Chris's mind. Like, what was the ultimate, what ultimately led up to it? Like, what? Because you don't cross that line until you cross that line. But you get there, you get there, you get there, you get there, you get there. Then at some point, you boop, you go over. What was that? What was that tipping point? What was the tipping point that that made Chris like follow through? What made Chris follow through? Because it couldn't have just oh my god, dude. It couldn't have just happened out of nowhere. Like, did they flirt? Oh my god. Did they flirt? You guys think they flirted? Chris was like, hey, pretty lady. Hey, pretty lady. How you doing over there? How you doing? Pretty lady. Oh. So I can't stop thinking out. Or can't. I gotta know. Did he call her Barb, or did he call her Mom? Fuck. Oh my god, there's not enough weed in the world to forget that question, is there?
If only Rosie was here.
Yeah, if only Rosie was here.
Hey, Rov. Hello. Ag. Let's go. I do it for my family and my loved ones. Take that. I'll kick your ass. What do you think you're doing?
Hey, mama, let me get some milk. Disgusting. Disgusting.
Doing? No! Yay! My wisdom knows no bounds. I have seen the future. Telekinesis, levitate. I got all the psychic powers. I see danger up ahead.
So do we, Chris. So do we.
Be aware of the glitch. Time to zap it up. Krakow.
Krakow. Mm-hmm.
I ain't missing out on this. Take that. Zapping it up. Woohoo!
Do you guys think he said one of those lines to Barb? Zapping it up. Woohoo. Guys, what if he said woohoo? Woohoo. This is 79 episodes of this, ladies and gentlemen, that we've watched. This is 79 episodes. It's just a fucking lot.
Yay!
Yay!
Sonichu would go on to change Christine's Twitter profile photo to the Sonic World model of Sonichu and share it to the Sonichu mod on Twitter. Also on November 17th, Christine's Twitter account unblocked Jacob Sockness. Sockness then went to the Christian worshipping subreddit Cult of Quick to post about the update, metaphorically writing that she could put her key in the door that was himself, that could open up to the dimensional merge. Jacob further wrote in his own subreddit, Kidasuna, that he would apologize to Chris, and claimed that Chris's return was a result of his magical powers, which he used to gain back numerous friends in his life. Over on the Play's Discord server, Sonichu in Christian's body wrote that he had unblocked Sockness because he wanted to know what plans he was possibly scheming. The Watchman disapproved of his actions, as Watchman Kyle, or Nova, volunteered himself to keep tabs on Sockness instead of Sonichu. When asked why would Jacob need to be carefully observed, Sonichu reflected back to one of his past rituals, in which he attempted to summon Christine via a DIY golem in his home in San Francisco, California. While the ritual failed its intended purpose, Sonichu claimed that it resulted in summoning a mass number of Christian doppelgangers, or Chris's biologically unrelated physical lookalikes, that were all born into Dimension 1218 on February 24th, 1982, Christopher's birth date. He noted that past troll, Liquid Chris, was one of such doppelgangers. Nova reasoned that Christine's noted facial blindness may have caused her to think that there were many individuals around her that looked like her. As the Watchman continued to chastise Sonichu and emphasize that Jacob Sockness was an idiot who could neither do nor say anything of note, Sonichu reblocked his account and cried to dismiss the subject of conversation. On November 18th, the Crimson Libertarian, a Christian follower, asked Sonichu over Twitter if he could read and review their webcomic focusing on Christian's earlier years in Manchester High School. Sonichu agreed and asked to be sent the pages for consideration. About 4 hours later, he posted a YouTube video reading through and critiquing the fanfiction story.
I'm going to be taking a look at a rough draft of a fanfic, or possibly a retelling of a past event. And anyway, it's based on Mama's real-life event, you know, finding Bionic the Hedgehog back in the high school days and so forth. But anyway, my friend Sonichu, based on the life and works of... She doesn't go by Christine anymore. She goes by Christine, alright? Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu is her full name. You might want to fix that. Christine Weston Chandler...
You're the one... Okay.
Sonichu. Alright? So this guy...
You're such a conceited dickhead.
Opens up with black screen with white text. Manchester High School, November 13th, 1996.
Did he just say black screen, white text?
Thursday. Did you look at a calendar for this? Hope he looked at a calendar for this. You better double check. Top of this page reads Dodge. Why am I dodging? I fade in. Sitting on the bench wearing a sweatshirt displaying the Manchester High School Lancers team emblem is the somewhat overweight, even at that age, water boy. Chris. Yeah. Known as Christian back then, but she was not overweight at all. She was actually of slender, slim body type. She was not overweight, she was not fat. Remove that word. Is the slender, even at that age, water boy Chris. Alright? So there's your first edit right there.
You were never once in your life slender, Chris. Not even as a kid. You're a chubby little fucker.
Chris stands up from a log that he was sitting on and walks through the brush where he eventually comes to a clearing. He gazes across the clearing and there he sees the classic Green Hill Zone level. Green Hill Zone area. You know, it's the area. It's not just a level. It's part of the whole entire area. Classic Green Hill Zone level in the original Sonic the Hedgehog game. Parentheses, yes, really. Really? Yes, really. Really? Really? Yeah, really. Chris Fangasming. 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 That's a word.
Yes.
Fangasming. Fangasming. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, it's as beautiful as it was on the TV! Look at this. Chris stands there, mouth agape, but is suddenly distracted by something moving from left to right. Close-up shot of the Sega mascot moving around at the speed of sound. I wonder who this could be. Yeah. Quick pan over to shot to Joseph Herring. Chris, watch out! Chris goes over the court, gets hit in the face with a basketball, which knocks him face first into the ground. Aye. The team goes over to see if he's okay, and Chris begins to spastically cry out like an autistic baby. The autistic baby. Don't insult Mama like that! Don't insult her like that! You could say Chris begins to spastically cry. I'm looking at you! And Chris nods, stands to go to the boys' locker room. Just to clarify, Mama didn't technically change clothes. She pretty much wore what she wore throughout the day as normal. I mean, it's not like she had a basketball outfit to change into, just because, just doing her job as manager, okay? Her job as manager. Suddenly, out of the blue, standing behind the locker door.
Well, aren't you, if you were the water boy, wouldn't you still be, like, out hustling, like, taking the water out, and, like, wouldn't you still get sweaty and... No, never mind. Never mind. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. You lazy fuck.
Door, a 3'3" bright orange anthropomorphic hedgehog. Suddenly out of the blue, standing behind the locker. The hedgehog. What? Just... What? You need the word appears at the end. The bright orange anthropomorphic hedgehog appears. Obviously revealed to be bionic because my tagline, bionic. Hello! Chris is then startled and lets out an autistic screech. Lets out a screech. A screech. Remove the autistic. Lets out a screech of fear. In the process of screaming...
Chris, I can honestly say I don't think I've ever let out a screech of fear a day in my life. I cannot remember, even in my most fearful moments, letting out a scream of fear. I really don't think I've ever done that. You've lived a very embarrassing life, Chris. You've lived a very embarrassing life. Even having not even gotten to the major issue yet, you have led such an embarrassing life.
And defecating on himself. You do not need that last part. In the process of screaming, Chris hits his head on the locker door by accident and falls to locker room 4. I'm looking at you again. Defecating on himself. I'll punch you in the face for that! Alright, internal Manchester High School gymnasium.
Water manager.
Chris escorted Bionic to the gymnasium and hoped to God that he's actually good at basketball, so I won't be caught out on his bullshit. I feel like that ought to be... Chris escorted Bionic to the gymnasium and hope to God that he's actually good at basketball and is right on finding that out. You're not calling out bullshit. There's no bullshit to be called out. It's fact. Alright? So that was a stupid statement to make. But in a series of three-pointers making shot after shot after shot, it turns out the little orange... Not a bastard! You're not a bastard! Don't say bastard! It turns out the little orange hedgehog knows how to shoot. Alright? Let's take these edits seriously. I'm giving them to you. And Chris walks out of the gymnasium, shutting off the lights on his way out through the set of doors. Didn't need to shut off the lights because didn't know where the light switch is. Didn't know where the light switch was. Plus the custodian takes care of that. The door shuts as the afternoon sun casts a shadow on the lone basketball for the gymnasium's window. Awkward silence fade out. Alright, so anyway, so that's my 2 bolts. You could do better on this, Crimson Libertarian. You could do better on this. Take everything I said and apply it to your writing, alright? Anyway, thank you for sharing this, and have a good day. Be safe. Thank you.
In the video's aftermath, Sonichu tried to contact the writer over Twitter, but they deleted their original tweet calling for his attention and soon after blocked Christine's account. On November 22nd, Sonichu wrote in the place that he had fallen under a couple of trances and had seen some visions, including one of the near future. It involved one of Chris's doppelgangers who was working in Manchester High School. He was supposedly to do something in front of other students before passing away, and his energy and power would flow into Christine's body, allowing it to become overpowered enough to break the Iron Curtain. The Watchman found the premonition to be morbid, with Sonichu clarifying that the event would be mostly good, but it would include Chris's doppelganger dying of unspecified causes in front of a group of students. With a dimensional merge perpetually approaching, but never arriving, Christine reached out to any conceivable source of media that could reassure her that her reveries would come true, seeking guidance in Randy Steer's history, and twisting past events to make them fit into her personal reality. Though as hard as the Watchmen may have tried to keep her grounded, they were powerless to stop her wandering mind from leading her into troubles that they could never imagine.
Oh boy. Oh boy, gang. We got through that first one. Next up. What is this? Next up we have episode 80. Dude, this is episode 80. Fucking episodes. We have gotten through 80 episodes. Yes, it is definitely Ripper time. We have earned it. 80. Well, technically, we just did our 79th, but still. We have learned so much about Chris Chan. I bet we've all learned some things along the way. Probably forgotten a lot of shit, too. I know I have. I know if we go back right now and watch episode 1, it would again be like brand new again. It would be like, oh, no fucking way. This really happened? No way. I mean, technically, we could do that. Because, I mean, with all these episodes, by the time you put in 1 to 2 episodes a week every week, like we've been doing, took us... Because for a while, we only did 1 episode a week. We started doing 2. I don't know. What do we... Let's call it what? Let's call it 25-ish weeks. Whatever. Got through it in roughly half a year. Thereabouts. Rough estimate. Little more, a little less. If we go back and start it all over again, it would be brand new to me. Whatever. Going back and yeah, it lets you see what you missed the first time. And I don't know if you guys saw earlier, but Geno Samuel is remastering every single one of these episodes, and he's dropping them week by week. He's on episode, he just dropped, I think it's episode 9, 2 days ago. So, I mean, there is the opportunity to go back and watch the remastered version and fucking go through it all over again. Oh, God, I don't know. That's a big undertaking. That's a big task. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be jumping into part 80. Shouts out to Geno Samuel 2.1. We do appreciate it. This has been a ton of episodes for him to put together. It's been a ton of episodes for us to watch. But we're going to do that. We're going to get through it. But before we do, we've earned ourselves a little break. We've earned ourselves a ripper. So you guys know what time it is. Let's catch it together. Let's go. Poop, poop. There we go, Gag. All right. We're here. Let's get to it. Let's go. Nope. Nope.
What has fascinated? This is the story
Of Chris Chan. There's just something about this bedroom. Makes me very, very uncomfortable. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
On November 26th, 2020, Sonichu, while still supposedly in possession of Christine's body, wished her followers a happy Thanksgiving holiday, sharing a recent drawing of Sonichu and Rosechu. Also on that day, Sonichu created a new account on Game Banana, a website dedicated to users sharing game customizations and modifications, or mods. He proceeded to upload a mod for the game Sonic World DX, originally created 3 years prior by Cyraxx and Cyraxx, which added Sonichu and other features from Quickfill into the game.
Fucking course it did.
Sonichu had further customized the mod himself by changing some icons, music, drawings, and original voice acting. He then shared a download link to it.
No, that glitching, it's part of the video. It's part of the intro that Geno Samuel put at the last handful of these episodes here.
On Chris's Twitter account.
It's intended to be all shitty like that.
The supposed Sonichu then proceeded to record further sound bites for his own character that were to be used in the mod.
Yeah! Zap! Krakow! Doing it for Mama Chris Chan and everyone. Here we go! That breeze feels nice. Krakow! Ugh! Woo! Feel the breeze! A D?
Do you think he told Barb to feel the breeze? Ugh.
Darn glitch! Holy crap! Player, we could have done better.
Player, we could have done better. I feel like that could be funny. That could be funny somewhere.
Sweet! And as for Sonichus and Rosechews everywhere!
No.
Sonichu, using Chris's YouTube account, also left a comment on the YouTube video from Cyraxx, which announced the creation of their Sonichu mod. He expressed his thanks to the pair of developers and noted that there was still room for improvement. Cyraxx publicly liked, or hearted, the comment. On November 27th, Sonichu over Discord direct messaged OpusCon789, who had written a fanfiction story starring Sonichu, Chris Chan, and YouTuber Project SNT's original character, SNT. which had drawn criticism from Christine in late 2019. When asked by OpusCon of his identity, the alleged Sonichu wrote that it was Chris Chan talking to him and wanted to let the writer know that they were currently reading his sequel to SNT vs Sonichu and that they were enjoying his fanfiction so far. He then revealed that he was in fact Sonichu, supposedly in Christine's body, and had withheld that fact out of fear of frightening OpusCon 789. Sonichu elaborated that the fanfiction chronicled the events of a dimension other than C-197. He corrected some misconceptions found in the story about Chris, and encouraged the writer to watch Christine's read-through of the second half of the original story on YouTube, which OpusCon had seen already. Soon after, the alleged Sonichu suggested to OpusCon 789 that he should play the game Sonic World, especially using the mod which added Sonichu as a playable character, which had been apparently improved upon with Sonichu's modifications. The writer declined the suggestion as he was not an avid game enjoyer. On November 28th, Sonichu wrote an extended tweet thread in response to his grievances regarding OpusCon 789's SNT vs Sonichu trilogy of stories. He wrote in part, "Hey, I want you all to just read all of this and listen up, because I, Sonichu Prime, have a lot to talk about right now. Firstly, I'm reading OpusCon 789's fanfics, and, hoo boy, do I have my fair share of grief against him, but moreover on all of the haters in this dimension, who have been talking nothing but smack against our one and only OG OC of all OCs, Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu. You all are stuck on past, outdated notions and ideals that she has literally personally repented, felt bad in doing, and moved on for the most part. Chris is not a freaking narcissist that you lot make her out to be. She does not objectify women or whoever else. She used to, sure, but that was years ago. She has grown up and matured since then. She is not a freaking man-child that you all want to hold in your memories." That is bull. And in response, Chris actually appreciates all of the amendments, including everyone having rights to bear arms, and she always has been for universal health care for everyone, including Obamacare. Sure, you all think someone like #Billy Mays would make for a good leader, but I got news for you all. In the few short months he was mayor of Quickville, he was a major do-nothing and had nothing in his brain about politics. And there are such things as electoral votes within the offices. It is not freaking 5,000 to 1, freaking kangaroo. And Chris is not freaking fat. She has slimmed down, and she has breasts, which, let's face facts, all boobs are blobs of fat, but they exist, regardless of gender. Whoop-de-doo. And another thing, do you all know when was the actual last time Chris went out looking for a sweetheart? Years. The last one and over with was that freaking fat fetish troll. Ever since, she has not sought anyone, and her mind has not been on sex for most of nearly a decade. Why the hell do all of you humans focus so much on freaking sex and all of the negative things within that and force those labels onto others? Stop projecting yourselves and your fetishes onto others. That is just plain dumb. Nobody wants that. Let's take a moment to bring up Evan George, that ungrateful hater troll.
Chris is not fat. Stop calling her fat.
He may have discovered Simonchu. Simon, not Simonla. But as Simonchu was still actually a sibling with Simonla, it is still valid. It is not a freaking uninspired copy-paste, slight remodify and regendering. They both already were existing long before either Evan or Chris covered either of them, and they both called their physical appearances and features as they saw them. Now, Simonla's and Wild's daughter, Sandy. She is not bloodthirsty or epic violent. She is more tame than that, and has good self-control. That one time that Chris in this dimension ended up chronicling, they had good reasons, as those haters nearly killed her mom. It's still just as traumatizing, and Wild Sonichu does not have a country bumpkin accent. His voice and accent is the same as Peter Quinn of the Guardians of the Galaxy, which can sequence well into the next topic, the relationship and workload share between Rosie and I. I, Sonichu Prime, literally have done more than half of the chores around the house during the free time when we are not out defending the city and whatnot. I clean up the entire house with the vacuum. I do the dishes. I even cook, and the food is delicious. and Rosie is not a sex object. That BDSM thing in book 9 was her idea. I did not put her up to it at all. It was a fun experiment between her and I, nothing more. And as Chris did end up chronicling in book 15 and others, I actually listen well when talking with Rosie about her problems. I help her with her feelings and frustrations, and boy did we both have frustrations over the recent months, since we were near, yet so far between dimension. She felt lonely, as did I, but now she is here in this dimension with me, fully, safely, and well with her body. I still need to get myself and this body to quickfill, true, but that return portal is still very difficult to manifest from the side of the Iron Curtain, and Jacob Sockness and his cronies are completely unable to manifest one either. Off note, we have fire departments in Quickfill.
This is the most absurd, ridiculous shit I've ever heard in my life. Interesting. Interesting, for sure. It's fascinating. But it's absolute donkey shit.
Bubbles is not the fire department.
Obviously, duh. Shouldn't have to... I don't know why I thought I had to remind you guys. It's not real, guys. Just if you guys didn't know, Sonic 2 is not real. Supposedly. I don't know, though.
Again,
Can't...
that's a Sanin. And Christine Chan never dozed off or was lazy in her work over her time as mayor and defender of Quickville at all. She has worked very diligently and hard on her decision-making and political tasks, in addition to the heroic duties as well. Yeah, the sweet...
Hey bro, mom and I are dating. Yeah. Yeah. Mom and I don't know. That would, dude, it breaks my brain just trying to think about it. Just from the perspective of what it was like for them to see that. I can't imagine being in that position to be Cole Smithy. Like, what a crazy piece of information to find out. Like, your family is famous, and it's for all the worst possible reasons that they could possibly be. Your parents are the worst. Their house is a hoarder's haven. Your dipshit brother puts it all over the internet, invites trolls to his house, drives hours to meet trolls that don't exist, falls in love over the internet, subjects himself to just the stupidest, dumbest shit possible. And then the grand finale, he backdoors his own mom. Gross, dude. I don't know. I don't know what you do if you're Cole Smithy. Like, do you even go see your mom after that? I don't know. I don't know I don't know. I feel like that would break a human being's brain. That would be some difficult shit to get through. I personally would probably dive into drugs, but I don't know. I don't know because anybody that's like millennials age or so from the internet, we're going to remember who Cole Smithy is. Those of us that are from this ridiculous part of the internet, we're going to know that name. Later on in life, you hear that name Cole Smithy, you're like, what? Nuh-uh. Even if it's not the Cole Smithy, if it's just a Cole Smithy, when you hear that name, it's going to ring a bell. And it won't be for any positive reasons. It's a shame. It has nothing to do with him. And Cole Smithy's name will forever be associated with just motherfucking. In every sense of the word.
Heart search. That was still a thing with her, but she always failed because of the chronicler clause Chris employed retroactively in 2018. and Christine Chen lost interest in the sweetheart search after 2010, when she literally and magically transformed fully and permanently from male body to female body with all of the parts, and very little body hair on her human form. Speaking of our dimension, once again, Opuscon 987 ended up not accessing C197 in his fanfics. He accessed another distant dimension, different from C197, where there, everything is just as all of you haters perceived of us, but we are not. And that merge was between 1218 and that dimension, and SNT was taken away from C197, and so were the rest of us. Fortunately, it ended up becoming completely undone, but our memories still meshed with our respective self-counterparts there, and that was no fun. One last thing I want to point out about all of you bad trolls and hater types, including Opuscon himself. I'm just as surprised as all of you that Chris, in all of her wisdom, she is literally intelligent.
I love that the narrator includes all the misspellings and literary fuck-ups that Chris has in his writing. I love that they all get included. Goddamn bird.
And bright. Never call her dumb or stupid again. Still cares about all of you alongside the remainder of the population in this dimension, who are the opposite of you lot. She sees the remaining benefits and genuine deep good in all of you. She is not dense or blind to all of y'all's faults, but the respect is there. Also, post-merge, the world will not be a Christian-run world. Christine literally works with all of the other deities, and they all have priority governing and protection over their nations and domains, respectively. A mayor is still present in Quickville for the lower political activities, but since we have a literal goddess with our OG Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu, and while she participates in the politics, she mainly works hard in greater laws, helping the citizens, city and nation improvements, and all of that. Same as Noir or Vert would do in Last Station and Lowy, and all of the other cross-nation aid and work as well, diplomacies included. Sigh, not sign, as Opus would spell it. But I've let out all of my frustrations for the time being. I pray to Christian and all of the other deities, all of you will actually offer a lot less hatred and misjudgment upon her, and the rest of us and the dimension merge, and a lot more kindness and understanding. Sonichu. P.S. You may retweet all of that above, or whatever. With all of the haters, hazers in this dimension, I feel like you all do not deserve the gods and goddesses, including Christian Sonichu herself, that have been helping and guiding all of you over all of this time. Also to add, in regards to our music, literature, video entertainment, and so on, in Quickville, it is not limited. The media we have is not only local and favorited, but also imported, exported, and a whole bunch that you all have here, and everything else we have in our world, from all around the world, and even throughout the universe. To go touting that on every channel in Quickville it's the Christine Chandler Show, or nothing but I so need a cute girls playing on the Rido 24/7, that is not the case. We have universe-wide variety. Also on November 28th, the alleged Sonichu published on the original story publishing platform Wattpad a supplemental chapter for SNT vs Sonichu that served as a link between Part 2 and Part 3 of the fanfic, written in response to his displeasure at the storyline, correcting all details that were apparently incorrect in the story. In part, Sonichu reprimanded Opuscon for prioritizing his college studies over correcting the damage his chronicling caused in another dimension's Earth, perceiving the described horrific events and violent deaths as factual events. Opuscon wrote on the QE forums that he intended to not read Christine's story as to not influence his own fanfiction. In the last days of November, Sonichu talked in length to the Watchmen, or members of the Play's Discord server, about Opuscon 789 and his story. Sonichu reflected that he wrote his supplemental Chapter 2.5 as a means to possibly intimidate Opuscon from writing any further. He considered that the writer was in fact intimidated by him, as he blocked Chris's Wattpad account to prevent Sonichu from reading any more of the story. Sonichu in response then created a new account. Watchman Nova called Sonichu's actions vindictive and petty. The alleged Sonichu reasoned that his vengeful actions were justified, as Opuscon's interdimensional acts of murder and world defacement were comparable to the acts of the idea guy. The Watchmen disagreed and hoped to help Sonichu defuse the dispute. Watchman Knot suggested that if Sonichu were to continue to acknowledge the fanfic, it would only validate Opuscon's stories, and, along with Nova, called for him to ignore it. Sonichu in response felt he couldn't, as that would mean the causation of dimensional chaos between dimensions 1218 and C197. Later on, Watchman Maker Nightfee suggested that Christine could adopt Project SNT or Courtney's original character, SNT, and use her in her comics. Sonichu stated that currently it would be difficult for Chris to adopt SNT. On December 2nd, seemingly Christine tweeted at Project SNT's account, along with adding OpusCon789 as a hashtag, asking the two if they knew where she was, attaching a drawing of Christian Sonichu and SNT in an altered version of a scene depicted in the fanfic, as an attempt to influence OpusCon's story. A Twitter user called for Chris to stop bothering Courtney, as she did not want to play pretend with her, a plea which Christine memishly and mockingly dismissed. On December 3rd, Chris's Twitter account liked a posted photo of a plush doll depicting...
Do you guys remember that meme? You might be kind of old if you remember that meme. Delete Britney. The internet's such a strange place. It's so strange, the things that become so widely passed around. Like, there's just things that we all remember that it's like one day everybody knows about it because of the internet. And it does it to the strangest things. The strangest little 4-second clips.
On December 3rd, Chris's Twitter account liked a posted photo of a plush doll depicting police brutality victim George Floyd wearing a Sonichu medallion. Also on that day, Sonichu wrote in the place of the Chandler's financial troubles, with Barbara having less money for herself after automatic collection of overdraft fees and Chris's Patreon earnings for the month amounting to less than $30. The supposed Sonichu considered to cancel some subscriptions to save money, but was confident that during December, Sonichu and Christine's body would fully traverse into C197. The next day, Sonichu told the Watchman that he had logged into Chris's QB Farms account and found OpusCon789's account on the site, reflecting that his replies in regards to their dispute were dismissive. He checked if SNT's creator Courtney had an account on the site, but found that she had none, and learned from OpusCon's comments that she was distancing herself from the SNT versus Sonichu debacle, calling her inaction neurotypical. The Watchman tried to convince Sonichu in Chris's body that his pursuit of OpusCon was not worth the trouble, an opinion Sonichu denied, further writing that after the dimensional merge was complete, OpusCon would be made an example of for his sins against a multitude of dimensions, calling his actions worse than the trollsome acts by Clyde Cash and Blue Spike. On December 4th, Chris as Sonichu answered another batch of questions sent by Watchmen and Axis as Lanechu, after putting the task off for a month. Sonichu revealed Christine's favorite episode of the adult cartoon series, South Park, provided some advice for improving one's drawing skills, and listed her idealized list of cast and crew for a hypothetical Sonichu movie. Concerning her best friends, Sonichu stated that Magichan Sonichu and Sonichu himself were her closest friends in C197. However, in Dimension 1218, her closest friends all eventually moved on with their lives and no longer contacted her. As her top 3 friends, Sonichu listed Sarah Hammer Spicer, Anna McLaren, and Megan Schroeder. Concerning Sarah, he reflected that Chris lost contact with her when she married and moved away from him. Anna, while initially trollsome, became a great friend to Chris, but was scared off from contacting her again after QB Farms administrator, Null, had sent her quote-unquote dumb and stupid threats after Anna failed to help Chris upon finding out that Christine was being manipulated and extorted by the idea guys. As for Megan, Sonichu wrote that she may be forgiven for taking advantage of Christian's kindness, generosity, and hormones, possibly referring to asking Chris to buy eBay items on her behalf in exchange for monetary reimbursement or DVDs. Sonichu acknowledged that Christine understood Christian was to blame for his impulsive actions that led to the end of their relationship, and apologized to Megan on Chris's behalf. In conclusion, Sonichu wrote that he would rather not receive any more questions to answer until after January 2021, for he was anticipating returning to Dimension C-197, along with Christine's body. On December 6th, over on the Play's Discord server, within the channel to which Christine's account had no access, Not and maker NIGH schemed contacting OpusCon789 or finding out his personal information. After Maker sent him a friend request over Discord, Not disclosed to her a list of OpusCon's social media links and accounts on an array of websites, a revelation that Maker termed beautiful. They also ridiculed the fanfic writer for hiring artists for some artwork used in his stories.
Alright gang, I will be right back. I just need to grab something to drink. Give me 20 seconds. Please continue with the video.
Not then shared that he had sent OpusCon a direct message on Kiwi Farms, in which he shared all the social media links he had found. OpusCon then pleaded for him to not look further into his older online activity, as he was younger and admittedly stupid. He took Not's threat of doxing as a reminder to delete his older accounts, and revealed that he was simply writing his stories for fun and did not want the attention he was receiving. On December 7th, a Twitter user tweeted at Christine's account, asking for her opinion on the concept art for the hypothetical cartoon series Adventures of Sonichu the Zaphog, inspired by the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog series of 1992, along with lyrics for a proposed theme song. Sonichu, using Chris's account, replied, writing that for the song, the creator should get a female singer and record it, and make it into an MP3 format sound file. 2 days later, the supposed Sonichu recorded more voice parts for his modified Sonichu mod for Sonic World, playing the parts of Magi-chan and Chris-chan Sonichu.
Your mind is moot. No words. Only thought. I shall return. My abilities are hardly insurpassable. Levitate. Apex. Keep calm. Hameha! Time to answer some prayers. Time to draw these pages up. Hoo-yah! Another page colored in. Boing! Breathe it in. Zoom! Electric hedgehog power! Yep, we gotta see. Meme that up. I've hardly ever earned a D in my education. My brain in my mouth may not sink at times, but that was pitiful.
On December 10th, Sonichu tweeted that for the Christmas holidays of that year, instead of gifts, he asked for money to be sent directly to Christine's PayPal account, if people were so inclined. He further sarcastically dismissed possible future trollsome comments from her followers who may accuse her of using the money for Legos or video games, but assured the hypothetical trolls that this time around the money would be used to keep the family's bank accounts better afloat. The next day, Sonichu, using Christine's Twitter account, advertised the first batch of Sonichu medallions manufactured by Prater, which would be personally approved, certified, and blessed by Chris herself. Sonichu later elaborated that the medallions were replicas made from the cast of the original one, and that some were signed. At around that time, Sonichu began developing a new mod for Sonic World, this time modifying the colors of a pre-existing mod which added the Dragon Ball Z anime character Kale to the game, making her appear more like human form Chris-chan, both in her classic Chris formation and her modern feminine form. On December 14th, Sonichu recorded voice acting lines for the Sonic World mod, this time playing the parts of Chris-chan of the past and present.
Hameha! What woman? Shut up, Julie Blue Spike! Let's rock this 4-cent garbage down! Don't trust them haters over there! Sing along! Let's go out and zap to the extreme! Are there any boyfriend-free women out there? If not, that's cool. In the name of love and honesty. On the news today, a lol cow. Bathing is better than Axe body spray. Woo yeah! Zoom! Whoosh! Pickle barrel. Revive Zordon! Electric Hedgehog power! Well, they put my name in a hat and I just won. Don't call me fat! My body is slender, thank you. Christian and the Hedgehog boys singing along, rock to a joy. Sonic's arms are not blue. An F in English? Ugh! Another bunch of haters bite the dust, and another one gone, another one gone, another one gone. Kameha! I'll show you. Chaos Control! Taste my aura. Commodore 64, the pro computer with pro power. Leroy Jenkins! Here's how we do it with Byzantine results. Gah! Calm mind, clear mind, meditate. Let's go.
Okay.
A good day between dimensions.
Okay.
7 rings in my hand.
On that same day, the supposed Sonichu uploaded the mod onto Game Banana, which was promptly flagged for spam. Sonichu wrote in the mod's description, ***, before you go off typing in the comments section, know that A. I'm fully aware of the mods I've been uploading being essentially texture changes, but they all do have different and new voice clips that you all are missing out on by not being able to download the mods for yourselves. B. I know the pictures are bad. I do not know what button to press on this laptop to screen cap better. If I did, I certainly would have done so already. And C. I know you damned bunch of hater and bad trolls are here on the hunt of just about anything that is Chris-chan or Sonichu related. Well, this is not your place to hate on what we have on here. And a lot of mods for just about any game are retextures and revoices, but you do not see anyone that is not a hater or bad complaining. I do not. There is no difference between skin and texture, because it's essentially basing off of an existing character base from the original game. Therefore, all of you Jule effing lovers can shut the hell up. With that said, this is a retextured mod of a DBZ fighter to represent Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu in her human form. You get her in 2 variants, her present attire and her classic shirt. They both respectively have different sets of voice clips, new ones that are memeable on the classic variant. And the modern one has 3 bonus voice clips within its folder, and they each are wearing the signature Sonichu medallion, even though it doesn't show so easy in the above photographs. Download today. Do not complain, comment, nor flag this mod, and enjoy, okay? I, Sonichu Prime, have just had it about up to beyond 7 feet with this dimension and you poisonous lot. And I know you all are just laughing it up for the freaking lulz reading this. But mark my words, you all will be judged and sentenced by Chris-chan herself, and the other deities as well. And one more thing.
Bring it on, Chris-chan and the other deities. Bring me your judgment, I do not care.
I genuinely am not on this website for any freaking points. I am only using this platform for sharing these add-ons with you all. Good day. The supposed Sonichu also wrote a comment defending his mod as a simple texture change and posted it to the accounts of at least 5 individuals who had seemingly left disparaging remarks on Sonichu's profile page. Sonichu's Chris-chan mod was removed for improper crediting and wrong category placement 3 days after publishing. On December 16th, in response to a news article on Twitter which stated that a statue commemorating controversial Confederate General Robert E. Lee in Virginia would be replaced, Chris, using her alternate Magichan Sonichu account, wrote in reply that it should be replaced with a statue of Christy Weston Chandler Sonichu. 2 days later, Chris has Sonichu using Chris's account wrote a tweet thread claiming that they intended to work with an expert modder who could help him create playable levels in Sonic World, modeled after Quickville, and possibly Charlottesville as well, among other scenery concepts. During this time, Chris modified and published another Sonichu mod for Sonic World by recoloring Cyraxx's Sonichu model to mostly white and calling it a shiny Sonichu, inspired by the rare shiny form of Pokemon, with the distinction of having the shiny Sonichu mod retain the voice acting as recorded by Cyraxx in 2017. On December 17th, Cyraxx wrote a comment on Sonichu's Game Banana page, complaining that they did not give permission for Sonichu to repost their original mod with just an altered voice pack, and could have instead only created a new voice pack mod that could be added to Cyraxx's original mod.
Very well, and again, lead the way.
Lead the way.
By Cyraxx's request, moderators of Game Banana removed Sonichu's Sonichu mod because he did not have sufficient permission to release it. On December 19th,
they took Sonichu mod because he didn't have sufficient permission to release it. Spitting bars, dude. Spitting bars. I'm lucky I got that sentence out without completely fucking it up on the first try.
Chris's Discord account was temporarily kicked from the Sonic World Discord server, with the administrator clarifying that it was because Sonichu had been stealing mods without permission.
Ooh.
After receiving a warning, Sonichu rejoined the server. On December 20th, the supposed Sonichu wrote a long Twitter thread addressing the so-called stealing of mods. He wrote that he wasn't stealing since he was giving credit to the original creators of the mods in the descriptions, and that he was learning how to use 3D modeling software like Blender and Frag Motion so he could have more control over original mods, but was finding it difficult to learn all the intricacies of the programs. Sonichu further admitted that some of the details contained within the mods she used that were created by others had some stylistic errors, which he was not presently able to adjust, but thanked Cyraxx and Sacktree for their efforts regardless. He apologized for being perceived as an erroneous mod thief, but explained that he still had much to learn, given the fact that he was born as a Pichu in 2003, and had many times defended Quickville, in addition to helping out Planet Earth and checking out other dimensions. He closed by stating Christian's followers ought to have been grateful for the recently recorded expressions for the Christian mod, such as references to Blue Spike and Christian winning the Sonic the Hedgehog Sega Sweepstakes in 1993. In response, Cyraxx wrote on Twitter dismissing Sonichu's apology, highlighting that as he understood, Sonichu thought he was justified in republishing Cyraxx's slightly altered mod because Sonichu had made a shiny Sonichu mod with Cyraxx's voice recordings. On Christmas Day, Sonichu through Christine's Twitter account wished her followers a Merry Christmas, repeating the greeting in Spanish, Japanese, Chinese, Korean, German, and Russian. On December 26th, the supposed Sonichu confronted Cyraxx over Discord direct messaging for having his Sonichu mod removed from Game Banana. He defended himself by stating that he gave Cyraxx proper credit in the description, was in fact Sonichu Prime on whose likeness the mod was based, and
I doubt that.
That Christine owned.
It's hard for me to comment on stuff that I like video games, but I'm not. What's the word? As well seasoned on this specific topic. I mean, as long as you're giving proper what's the word? That's a great time to draw a blank. Regardless, the whatever. Oh fuck! It's fucking stupid. What's the word? Whatever word I'm looking for, as long as oh my god, I cannot finish my sentence with that. Let's call this one a rap. Let's take a ripper and then continue. Let's just do that. Let's just take a ripper and then continue. Hey Akuma. There you go, Taffy. That's what I was trying to say. But I could not find that word credit. Oh my god. Let's just catch a ripper and we'll get back to our video. Come on, guys. Ooh, that was frustrating. Got tongue-tied. All right, gang. That's better.
Their intellectual property and all that. Sonichu reasoned
and all that
he believed they were on good terms since the mod was a non-profit bit of data that was updated and made better by the very being on which the mod was based, a gesture which he assumed would make the original modder feel honored. However, Cyraxx's so-called misconduct made Sonichu feel rejected, and was willing to listen to any possible resolution. Cyraxx explained that Sonichu's reasons for legitimacy did not give him permission to repost the mod he spent many hours on, and would have gladly allowed for him to release a standalone voice pack mod for Cyraxx's Sonichu mod. Sonichu complained that by releasing a voice-only mod, people would not know how to implement it into the game without Cyraxx's mod, making it worth as much as garbage. He told the modder to ponder and stew over his ungrateful and selfish actions, for he will be judged upon by Chris herself. Cyraxx wrote back that the model was his alone, and Sonichu was not justified in retexturing, plus Sonichu's reposting was against the rules of the Sonic World Discord server. He told Sonichu to ponder and stew over being ungrateful and selfish for not being satisfied with a Sonichu mod that was meant for everyone to enjoy, and noted that in the case of making a voice-only mod, Cyraxx's mod could have easily been linked in the description. For this confrontation, the administrator for the Sonic World Discord permanently banned Christine's account from the server. Meanwhile, on the Play's Discord server, Sonichu revealed that all major troll personas of Christian's past, including Blue Spike, Blanca Weiss, and Giuliani, were in fact in Dimension C197, chronicling all the trolls that were playing as them in Dimension 1218. This also included Clyde Cash, who was no longer human, and instead a really damaged, red Sonichu. Sonichu called for this revelation to be posted on the Kiwi forums, with the expectation of having multiple people re-evaluate their respective troll sonas. On December 27th, Sonichu wrote to the Watchman that Chris's mother Barbara scared him because she continued to sleep even though the two family dogs barked and howled loudly in the same room as her, while she could hear Sonichu from upstairs. He further noted that Barbara's face as she slept scared Sonichu.
To be fair, that face would scare me too. You know, it, not to be a dick, but it is what it is.
He further noted that Barbara's face as she slept scared Sonichu.
Do you guys think that was after one of their times?
The next day, the supposed Sonichu wrote to the Watchman that after lengthy meditation...
Do you guys think that picture was, like, after? Ew.
He learned about the Avatar State, a defense mechanism seen in the Nickelodeon animated series Avatar: The Last Airbender, which was introduced to him by the troll Isabella Loretta Janke. When asked about her, Sonichu told the Watchman that Bella was a friend of the group Praetor, who had recently created an animated video introduction for Christine. Watchman Nova called the animation gratuitously porny, possibly alluding to the numerous shots up Christine's skirt, giving the audience a glimpse of her white panties. Sonichu did not want to judge Bella for her stylistic integrity, and commented that she was cool to talk with. Later on, one Tom Campbell over Twitter reached out to Christine's account, asking if she or Sonichu would be interested in being interviewed for his audio documentary on Sonic the Hedgehog, perhaps mistakenly typing,
Wow, Akuma just wow. Yeah. To be fair, I guess we're all thinking it. We're all thinking it. What a weird thing. What a weird thing, huh? Yep. I guess there's no getting out of that one. This is a weird episode.
Chris's name as Chris Kruss. Sonichu replied tentatively with vague interest, while also clarifying that Chris Kruss was one of Christine's self-counterparts from a universe dominated by the worlds of Dragon Ball Z. On December 29th, the official Twitter account for the My Little Pony-themed convention, BabsCon, announced that due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, the convention had to be delayed again, now scheduled to be held in April 2022. 45 minutes after the announcement, possibly in response to these news, Chris Sonichu wrote in the place, as well as publicly on Twitter, that the merge was on, writing that they reached the apex less than 12 hours before, and that he and Chris's body were doing their part in focusing their power and energy into the event. On January 1st, 2021, the alleged Sonichu wished on Twitter for Christine's followers to have a happy year 2021, and for everyone to stay safe and well in the days ahead. When asked about the whereabouts of the dimensional merge, Sonichu replied that it was right in front of them, but the user's clouded judgment, dense with cynicism, prevented them from seeing and feeling it fully. On the 3rd, Sonichu received a package from a troll which consisted of a bottle of wine, a bag of gummy candy, a jar of dill pickles, and a 5-page letter with names of individuals Christine was to contact. Later that day, the troll, using the alias Miss L, text messaged Christine's phone asking about the package. Miss L claimed to be the assistant to the Grand Master of El Anon, parodying the concept of QAnon, an apparent high-level US government official that initially posted on 4chan regarding President Donald Trump's battles against the cabal of satanic cannibalistic pedophiles that were the true rulers of the entertainment industry and the government. Sonichu wrote in reply that he read through the partially rain-damaged letters and took note of the gifts. He expressed his trepidation at continuing communications on the count of the association past trolling sagas had with Pickles, and also the use of Anon, meaning anonymous, in the group's name. He claimed that Magichan, Chris, and other psychics and deities knew generally who Miss L was, and foresaw all possible futures concerning her, and with some hesitation, Sonichu agreed to continue the correspondence. The next day, Miss L replied, explaining that El Anon was a shortened form of the society's original French name, translating as the Anonymous Society of the Transreality, specializing in other worlds and dimensions. Miss L told Sonichu that they would submit a letter of membership in his name to the society. Later that day, she updated Sonichu with an alleged list of Twitter handles of other members of the society who were interested in speaking with him. Meanwhile, Sonichu transcribed the letter he received and sent it to the Watchman for consideration, which largely consisted of El Anon's previous experiences with alternate dimensions. The Watchman immediately dismissed the letters and package as a trolling ploy, but Sonichu intended to carry on speaking with them. Nova suggested that Sonichu should reach out to Null about Miss L, but Sonichu instead insisted that they should keep this a secret from Null until they found out more information by themselves, because their intentions may still be pure given the lengths they went to by sending Sonichu gifts, which the others highlighted could be purchased from any given gas station for $10. On January 13th, the troll behind the Miss L trollsona began contacting the supposed Sonichu under the alias Larry Vaughn, modeling and naming himself after a supporting character in the 1975 film Jaws. He portrayed himself as another member of the El Anon Society, expressing his excitement at Christine or Sonichu joining them. Over the next couple of days, Vaughn encouraged Sonichu to contact a number of people via Twitter direct messaging, under the guise that they were all members of El Anon. Sonichu was coached in what to say, and if the Twitter users expressed not knowing about El Anon, Vaughn told him that they may be speaking in code. When Sonichu asked for a more identifiable message to send them instead of "Mr. Vaughn sent me," Larry Vaughn requested that he send them a pseudo-biblical quote focusing on King Solomon of ancient Israel. However, respondents continued to respond to Sonichu's words with bewilderment. Vaughn claimed that confused expressions simply consisting of the word "what" were a sign that the Twitter users understood. Sonichu expressed his annoyance at coded messages. Sonichu and Vaughn's conversation also revealed that Sonichu had been tasked with messaging German lolcow Rainer Winkler, also known as Drakenlord, who was contacted in German concerning contact with characters in other dimensions and other versions of himself. Chris S. Sonichu also publicly on Twitter asked Winkler to respond privately. The Drakenlord Twitter account turned out to be a troll creation.
No shit.
On January 15th, Larry Vaughn ordered Sonichu to contact all Twitter users from the provided list a supposed ciphered message which purportedly detailed a secret meeting that was to take place. The coded message was in fact a segment of a lewd letter to a desired female written by 1920s serial killer Albert Fish. The text Sonichu was to send read, "Tell me when you want to do number 2. I will take you over my knees, pull up your clothes, take down your drawers, and hold my mouth to your sweet honey fat ass holes and XXX, XXXX, XXX. Eat your sweet peanut butter and as it comes out fresh and hot.
That was a gear shift I wasn't expecting. Love letters written by serial killers. I wasn't expecting that either. Eat your sweet peanut butter, and as it comes out, fresh and hot. How do you go from take down your drawers? Take down your drawers? What a thing to say. Take down your drawers. You go from that, hold my mouth to your sweet honey fat ass holes. You go from that to eating peanut butter as it comes out fresh and hot. Oh. What the fuck?
Sweet honey fat ass holes and XXX, XXXX, XXX. Eat your sweet peanut butter and as it comes out fresh and hot. That is how they do it in Hollywood. You won't need toilet paper to wipe your sweet pretty fat ass, as I shall eat it all. XXX, XXX, XX, XXX of it, then lick your sweet ass clean with my tongue.
Are there motherfuckers out there doing this? Are there people out there doing this? No, you get sick. That seems like a really bad idea. Seems like a really bad idea. Our body makes waste for a reason and gets rid of it for a reason. You're not supposed to re-ingest that. It's a bad idea. You can put your tongue wherever, do whatever you and your partner are comfortable with. But eating peanut butter, fresh and hot, I don't think peanut butter is supposed to be hot. Now that I think about it, why? Ew. Why would it be fresh and hot? Nope, I'm not hungry anymore. Awesome.
Sonichu requested a non-explicit version of the ciphered message instead. Vaughn claimed that the deciphering machine members of the society used required the specific characters of the message to be arranged in the order of that paragraph in order for meaning to be correctly decoded. Vaughn insisted that everyone receiving Sonichu's message would understand. Among those contacted with the Albert Fish quote was YouTuber Rogue Internet Man, who at the time was primarily creating Christian content, who tweeted out screenshots of Sonichu's messages, theorizing that Christine's account had been hacked. A couple of other Twitter users also shared their screenshots of seemingly Christine sending them unusual messages. Null understood this as an act Christine was coaxed into doing by a troll and advised her against bringing attention to her messages concerning excrement consumption. On January 17th, Sonichu brought attention to her messages concerning excrement consumption on Twitter, citing them as a voluntary mistake and apologized for it. Null then criticized Chris for bringing attention to her messages concerning excrement consumption. The supposed Sonichu wrote back that the apology had to be publicized in order for the so-called tie cutting to commence, while Null wrote back that this only gave the troll attention and would hurt Christine's reputation in the long run, hoping she would show more restraint in the future. No matter if their true intentions were for better or worse, Christine would prove time and time again that she would only listen to those who encouraged her beliefs of an idyllic universe that could right all her wrongs and change her life for the better.
It looks like Sonichu's telling you, shh, shut the fuck up. Shh, don't you tell anybody what I did. Shh, you better shut the fuck up, Barb. Shh. That's what that is. There's so many of these secrets that are coming out in the Sonichu drawings and shit. That's what he's telling us right there. Shh, Barb, you better shut the fuck up, bitch. That's exactly what that cartoon is. See, Chris is talking to us autistically through his drawings. He was telling us what was going on in that house long, long ago. Ladies and gentlemen, I was hungry. I'm not anymore, so I'm not going to go eat. But we are calling that stream a wrap. We did it. We got through it. We killed it. Top to bottom, left to right, front to back, inside and out. 80 episodes. Ladies and gentlemen, next week we enter the final 5. The final 5 episodes. We are this close. We are at like 96% of the way done. 97%. We're so close to being done. We have 5 episodes left. Be proud of yourselves. You guys should be proud of yourselves. I'm proud of us. Pat yourselves on the back. We put in some effort. We put in some work on this shit. Almost as much as Geno Samuel did. And now that he's remastering it, might have to do it again. I don't know. We might have to do it again. But regardless, we're going to call this bitch a stream. I will be dropping videos this week. For realsies this time. For realsies. I'm totally not a liar this time. I will be dropping videos. And let's take this bitch out on a ripper. If you guys would like to join me, please do. Let's call this bitch a stream. Let's get it out one more time. You guys know what time it is. Come on, poop, poop. Let's go. Guys, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all live this coming Friday.